What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be working on the monkey, and because we actually got some parts for the monkey. In the last video of me working on the monkey, I did say that I needed a kickstand because this one is busted, the thread snapped in here, and yeah, all that. So we got a package. I overnighted this because I wanted the kickstand right away, and I just didn't want to wait for it, because I actually ride this thing like almost every day. And hope you guys like the monkey videos, because this is something different than cars, but these can still do so many mods compared to like a car. You can do so much to them. First thing is the kickstand. This is made by Brox. I think they make the exhaust systems too, but yeah, there you go, Brox Performance. So they do make exhausts for these bikes and of course all the bigger bikes. I got a Chimera oil cap because I'm still using the hand turn like plastic oil cap on my monkey and on the Kotaku cover. And we did get some TB Performance tappet screws. We'll get more into this in some other video, but these tappet screws are slightly longer than OEM. And since I am running a different cam inside of my monkey, the OEM tappet screws have very little like thread for you to actually tighten. So that TB extended screw will help you have more threads to tighten up the tappets. And we'll do that in a separate video because we have to take off the engine cover plugs and that cover so we can put the motor at TDC and then adjust the valves, of course, and pull off those tappet screws. So I'll show you guys that when the time comes, and I think I do have to pull the cam out again, so that'll be a fun video. I bought a little screen protector for my cluster because, I don't know, just cause, and it's anti-glare too, so that's nice. So I have the kickstand off from yesterday, and you do have a special bolt that you need to keep on. So this is like a locking nut, and then this is the actual bolt. This one right here has a thread in the back because it's for the kickstand sensor. So if your kickstand is put down and you throw it in gear, it's gonna shut off. It just prevents you from rolling. This is the new kickstand, which is a lot taller than this one. But this current one that was on the bike, the cheap one, this height was actually perfect. So the bike was leaned perfectly so it wouldn't tip over anywhere. And this one, it is adjustable. So we are gonna take off this Allen, push it all the way up, and then put it at the bottom setting, the very bottom. So it should be 5.5 inches if I read that right. Before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and put this bolt in. So this has to go in from the back side. You can see how it goes in right here, right? But this only goes in like this. I think the previous owner, he actually put the sensor towards the back just to hide it, which actually does look a lot nicer. We're gonna tighten this first and then put the lock nut on. I believe this should be a 14. And this goes on here. Now I'll put the sensor on. I think that makes sense. There's an indent for it. A little tab for the sensor. All right, this is like an 8. Oh shit. I gotta pull out to put Loctite on. That's the reason why they gave it, I forgot. But yeah, that's how it looks, and then the spring goes on the back side, and then there's a little tab back here, so when you kick it up, it'll stay up with the spring. Just like that. So let's go ahead and do that real quick and come back. Alright, as you can tell by my hair, I actually went riding, and normally wearing a helmet, it pushes all my hair down flat. But it has been 3 hours since I filmed that because I put the kickstand on, and I ended up going for a ride to pick up some parts. I actually did end up picking up my intake manifold gasket for the RRC manifold. So I did get one off of well, actually the K20 or factory one works. Where is it? Oh, right here. So this is the intake manifold gasket. So 17105 RAA AO1. And this is gonna go with the RRC manifold when the time comes for me to install it. But on the monkey, we did end up putting the kickstand on with the sensor, and that's how low it sits. And then from back here, you can see how it's slightly tilted now. Now before my old kickstand, it was sitting straight up. It was not, it was super sketchy at some places where I parked the bike at, because the kickstand was literally way too long and it'll caused the bike to tip over. And there's times where I parked it and it started sliding back a little bit. But with the new kickstand, perfect, and it is at the lowest adjustment. And with the spring, it doesn't move. And it's actually a lot easier for me to move up and down with my foot versus the other kickstand. I had to use my hand, like it was really stiff. I guess better quality part, right? And then I actually did end up putting the screen protector on this. You can see how it's kind of like a matte finish because it is anti-glare. So that was easy, literally just slapped it on. And then I picked up an oil cap. If you guys don't know, on these monkeys and Groms, they come with this oil cap. There's a little O-ring here, but I transferred over already. So it comes with these really cheap O-ring or like oil caps that are plastic, and literally anyone can open it. But yeah, this is the one. And we switched it out with a black Chimera engineering oil cap. I got black, but now that I think about it, these banjo bolts off of the Kitaka clutch cover to run the oil cooler, it's red. So it kind of does clash, but at the same time, I don't think it matters too much. So it still looks good. Yeah, that's it. And I don't think I showed this, but I did put a velocity stack on the intake. So now when I'm riding, this thing kind of does scream. And when I'm riding with my buddy and he says that he can hear the intake, and if I'm parked, you can actually hear it. So, yep, it's a velocity stack to a Grom intake. It like curves all the way around. But I put one hose clamp here, and this has literally just been on, but I have not like put a hose clamp on here, but I've been riding, it's been fine. And if you guys are worried that I don't have a filter, I actually bought a inline filter. Oh shoot, I don't think you can see that, but let me shine my flashlight in. There you go. See, there's a filter. So you don't have to worry about any debris going in. So that is good, and it looks cool. It fits the bike more, just like I said. Cafe Racer vibes. Cool little bike. Oh, and you see the intake? It goes all the way around, all the way to the throttle body. I think this is definitely off of a Grom. I'm not too sure. The clearances are really tight, but it works and it's been solid. That's it for the monkey. And let me show you guys now the difference between a RRC and a RBC intake manifold. So we're gonna have to pop this hood open, take out the RRC from here, and put them side by side, and I'll show you guys the main difference between the two. I took the intake manifold out of the box, and I am running a Euro R intake arm. I got this from Japan. So it lines up from the intake or the throttle body straight to the Comtech ice block with no issues. I have the two here. Now they look very similar. Now, the major difference that you can tell by looking at it and telling if it's RBC or RRC manifolds have this center like structural part, while the RBC doesn't have it. This is RBC, it just shaves, so that's why I don't see the stamping, versus this one you can see. Oh, and that's one thing too. This is a shaved one, and this is like the original finish. You can see how much cleaner my brother's shaved one looks, and it's just so much smoother. And they got the plugs, like the brake booster line plug, so it's underneath with the AN line. Well, this one's right here. But, yep. And then also too is the curve. I don't think you guys can see that, but so the RBC manifold kind of curves up, and then it ends out here. The RRC is more flat. So you can see the runner starts up top, and then on this one it's harder. Damn, I have to take off this intake manifold. But if my brothers watch this, I'm sorry, but don't worry, I have all of this padded so nothing's gonna get scratched. But yeah, you can see. Well, this one curves up more, which is weird. So it has more of a hump to it versus the RRC is not really as much. And the cool thing too is this is a 64 mil, so I can run the factory 0608 throttle body, which is what I have. And if you have an 04 to 05, the first gen TSX, you will need to get a 06 to 08 TSX throttle body because it is 4 mils bigger. And if you guys don't know, 04 to 05 TSX, they have a different manifold. I forgot what manifold it has, but a lot of people put the 06 to 08 intake manifold on the 0405 because it's built better. It's improved better. So, but we're gonna put this one because this one is gonna keep our mid range kind of, not as much as the RBB manifold, the stock one, but this will keep the mid range and gives more top end. I have some friends like Clint, for example, he's running a RBC manifold on it, but he loses the mid-range torque, and this supposedly is like a hybrid between the two. So hybrid between the stock TSX manifold and the RBC. So this one, you'll keep both. A lot of you guys are gonna be asking, can you pass smog with this? You can, just make sure you run all your evap systems or your missions, and literally everything bolts straight up. So your brake booster hose, your coolant hose that goes down to the block. This one just goes straight to the side of the block, I believe, or it goes to that little system up here on the TSX. And what we're still waiting on is the hybrid racing fuel rail. We're gonna run the hybrid racing fuel rail, and I plan on running the FD2, so the correct one, intake manifold cover. So it's gonna be that short one. I posted a photo here, and that's gonna hide the fuel system just in case, you know, for smog and stuff. So we're gonna put that over, and it should be golden. And the fuel rail should be a push to connect, so we don't have to worry too much about like the original fuel lines not bolting up properly. Yeah, I don't know if the runners are smaller, but yeah, so this is off of a 06 to 11 USDM Civic SI. This is off a 06 to 11 FD2 Type R. And this is a huge demand, and these actually go for a lot nowadays in the US. I believe you can get them brand new here in the States for almost 6 to 7 or even more. But I actually bought this directly from Japan, so it was literally like half the price. So if you guys end up buying one of these, buy from Japan, way cheaper. You have to wait for shipping. It took like a week, honestly, and it's not that bad. It literally came pretty quick. But this should be a direct bolt on along with that intake manifold or intake arm. So that's coming up. Yeah, they look very identical. All right, well, I think that's it, but at least I have this intake manifold gasket. The original oil cap drop, but intake manifold gasket just because for smog purposes, and you can see that the USDM one bolts up perfectly. Oh, minus this coolant passage or this bottom one, but I don't think that matters. I need to look into it more, but yeah, should be direct bolt on. And yep, I don't know what else to go with this video, but we just don't work on the monkey. If you guys want to see riding footage, let me know. I'll go ahead and pick up like an Insta360 or a GoPro and have it all set up to my helmet. And heads up too, if any of you guys do ride, make sure to buy a good helmet. You want to spend money on a nice helmet. I got this one on Kota deal, so this is a Shoei X14. So it's a bit of an overkill for a small bike like this, but your head matters. You crashed, you hit your head, it can cause a lot of damage. So wear the proper safety gear. I wore shorts today, but I mean, the fastest I hit on this today is probably like 60. This thing can go up to 80. We don't really hit it that hard anymore because one is, this bike doesn't have any fairings, so I do get speed wobble a little bit. I think it might be the tires. The tires are, what is it, 5 years old? So almost 5 years old. I need to change them out. But like I said, we have new wheels coming, and I cannot wait. Hopefully it gets delivered within a month. It's come from Thailand. It is what it is. I don't think I have an exhaust straw for you guys. Actually, we'll do that in the next video. So peace out, guys. All this other, just keep building, and stay tuned for how to get this K20 Z3 barred in your car. A lot of work, but I know how you can do it. So peace out, guys, and don't listen to others, just keep building.